Right now, there's a thought deciding whether you'll actually follow through on that goal you set last month, or add it to the pile of things you never finish. And here's the terrifying part: you didn't choose that thought. It chose you. Neuroscience shows your brain often decides before you're consciously aware of it. Meaning by the time you think you're choosing something, the choice already happened. Your thoughts are running on autopilot, replaying the same loops, and those loops are building your entire life. But once you see how this works, you can intercept it. You can rewrite it. By the end of this video, you'll be able to catch the exact thought controlling your behavior before it controls you. And once you see it, you'll start catching it in real time. Let's go. Part 1: The Invisible Chain. Every action you take starts as a thought. But here's what most people miss: those thoughts aren't random. They're patterns. Programs your brain installed years ago without your permission. Let me show you exactly how this works. Imagine two people walking into a party where they don't know anyone. Same room. Same people. Completely different outcomes. Person A thinks, nobody here is going to like me. I'm going to look awkward. Person B thinks, this could be fun. Everyone's probably just as nervous as I am. Person A stands in the corner, avoids eye contact, leaves early, and later says, see? Parties aren't for me. Person B walks up to someone, starts a conversation, some awkward, some good, and leaves with two new friends. The party didn't determine their behavior. Their thoughts did. Person A's thoughts created anxiety, which created avoidance. Person B's thoughts created curiosity, which created connection. Now be honest with yourself: how many times have you been person A, and then blamed the world instead of the thought? Part 2: The 3 Thoughts Sabotaging Your Life. Not all thoughts control behavior the same way. There are 3 specific types, and one of them is running your life right now without you noticing. Type 1, core beliefs. This one is dangerous because you don't hear it, you feel it. These are the deep assumptions you have about yourself that formed when you were young. Beliefs like I'm not good enough, people can't be trusted, or I always mess things up. They act like invisible filters. They decide what you notice, what you remember, and how you interpret everything. If your core belief is I'm not good enough, your brain will turn a boss's neutral comment into criticism. It'll turn someone's distracted text response into rejection. Core beliefs don't announce themselves. They whisper in the background, shaping everything you do. Type 2, automatic thoughts. This is the one ruining your day without asking permission. These are the rapid-fire reactions your brain throws at you all day long. Someone doesn't text back? They hate me. You have to give a presentation? I'm going to embarrass myself. A friend cancels plans? I'm not a priority to anyone. These thoughts happen so fast most people don't even notice them. But here's what's wild: they trigger immediate physical responses. Your heart rate changes. Your muscles tense. Stress hormones flood your system. And then your behavior follows. You avoid, you withdraw, you procrastinate. All from a thought you didn't even know you had. And if you're thinking right now, yeah, this is just how my brain works, that thought is literally part of the problem. Type 3, mental rehearsals. This one is why you sabotage things before they even start. Your brain constantly simulates future scenarios. Athletes use this deliberately. They visualize the perfect shot, the perfect race. But you do this unconsciously, and usually, you're rehearsing failure. Before a difficult conversation, you mentally play it out going wrong. You imagine the other person getting angry. You imagine yourself freezing up. And when the real conversation happens, your brain is already primed for disaster. You're defensive before anyone attacks. You're anxious before anything goes wrong. Because you've been practicing failure in your mind on repeat. Part 3. The mechanism why this keeps happening. So how does something invisible like a thought create something real like behavior? Here's the chain. Thought, emotion, physical response, behavior. Example, you think, I'm going to fail this test. That thought triggers anxiety. Anxiety creates a physical reaction, heart pounding, foggy thinking, muscle tension. That physical state drives behavior. Maybe you procrastinate studying because it feels overwhelming. Or you cram frantically but can't focus. Or you don't show up at all. Then you fail or perform badly, and your brain says, see? I knew I'd fail. And that thought gets stronger. The loop tightens. This is called a cognitive loop, and you're probably trapped in a dozen of them right now. Here's what neuroscience shows. Every time you think a thought, neurons fire in a specific pattern. Repeat that thought enough, and those connections become superhighways. Your brain defaults to them automatically. Your brain doesn't care if a thought is true. It only cares if it's familiar. So if you constantly think, I'm not a morning person, your brain builds a highway for that belief. And every time you need to wake up early, your brain travels that highway without asking, and your behavior follows. You hit snooze. You drag yourself up. You fulfill the prophecy. But neuroplasticity works both ways. You can build new highways. You can reroute the wiring. It takes repetition, but it's absolutely possible. Okay, real talk. I want you to think about one behavior you keep doing that you want to stop: procrastination, self-doubt, avoiding people, whatever. Now think about this. What's the sentence your brain says right before you do that behavior? What's the exact thought that stops you? Pause the video if you need to, then drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious, and I think seeing other people's patterns will help all of us recognize our own. Be honest. Let's figure this out together. Here's what you need to understand before we end this. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. For years, maybe your whole life, your brain has been running programs you didn't install. Programs from childhood, from past failures, from fear, from other people's voices in your head. And those programs have been writing your story without your consent. But now you see the system. And awareness is the first crack in the pattern. You don't have to believe every thought your brain generates. You can question them. You can challenge them. You can deliberately choose different thoughts and repeat them until they carve new pathways. This isn't motivation. This is neuroscience. The person you want to become? It starts with the thoughts you choose to feed, starting today. Tonight, catch one thought. Just one. The one that stops you from doing something you actually want to do. Write it down. Look at it. That's how this starts. You've been powerful this whole time, just pointed in the wrong direction. Now prove it. If this helped you see something you couldn't see before, hit that like button. And if you want more psychology breakdowns like this, subscribe and turn on notifications. Share this with someone stuck in their own head. Someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.